Lisa. All right, let's see.
Get ready for Sonia, Teresa, Vanessa, Bettina. Come on. Say what? Come on. Say what? We got bam, hot topics. We got what the fudge. So bring it on. Say what? Bring it on. Say what? You got questions. We got the answers. You wanna cheat? You wanna chat? You wanna talk about this and talk about that? You're in the right place to hear the facts. Bring it on. Say what? Bring it on. Say what? The ladies are bringing the conversation. So join us on Say What across the nation. Bring it on, y'all. Say what? Come on. Say what? Bring it on. Say what? Come on. Say what? Bring it on. Say what? Come on. Say what? Bring it on, y'all. Say what? Come on. Say what? Bring it on.
Say what? Can't do it real loud today. Got a sinus issue, but I'm going to say what? Miss Bettina, say what?
Say what?
Thank you. I needed somebody to do it for me. Miss Vanessa, say what?
Say what?
Yes. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. Welcome, 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 ladies. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We are so happy to have you with us today. I have to apologize in advance. Me and this sinus thing, the weather is changing all of a sudden, but we still here today, and we're happy to be here with you. Ladies, good afternoon. How are we?
Just peachy, ma'am, and yourself.
I'm trying to make it without making an embarrassment of myself on this show. Miss Bettina, how you doing?
Well, the me of we, huh? You see what I did there? Is doing
The me of we.
lovely. You see what I did, bars? The me of we is doing lovely.
Amen. And we trying to rhyme and stuff. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with that.
Yes, on fire.
That's right. That's right. So y'all know we cannot go another further without the word of God. And the bishop is on vacation. So you know she don't leave us without some word with the junior bishop. Miss Bettina, what is it that thus saith the Lord?
Yes, every good bishop need a break. How about that? Huh? See what I
Amen.
did there? All that laying in the prayer closet and prostrating for the Lord.
You're on
Sometimes
fire.
you just need to go ahead and go pray somewhere else on vacation. She's still praying. Don't get it twisted. What saith the Lord today comes from Proverbs 31, 13 through 18. And I'm going to read the New Living Translation. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She is like a merchant's ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Now, let me tell you something right now. She busy as a beaver, okay? And the Bible is clearly telling you that women, as a collective, do the thing. We get in and we do what we have to do, not just what we want to do or should do. We do what we have to do. And so it really stood out to me where he says she makes sure her dealings are profitable, right? Her lamp burns late into the night. She resting a little bit because she's too busy doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ladies.
So it points out, in our history in this country, we've had to work on the importance of women. And to read this Bible shows that we have significance, and she does, and she puts in, and she does what she needs to do for her family and all of that. So it's kind of like we're behind trying to catch up. And we as women have come very far and still have a lot of ways to go. But it validates, because people like to say back then, women didn't matter. Clearly, based on this scripture, that's not true. Would you say that same thing, Vanessa?
I would. And Bettina, can I ask you to read that first verse again, please?
Absolutely. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it.
And then I'm sorry, the one
Okay.
after that.
She is like a merchant ship bringing her food from afar. I'm going to hit you with one more real quick.
Mhm.
She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girl.
That's the one I was wanting right there. It just shows that even to this day, the same holds true. I mean, whether we realize it or not, that woman is today's woman as well. Pretty much
Absolutely.
right now, the woman is the head of the household. She's taking care of the children. She's the breadwinner because she is the head of the household. She gets up early, goes to bed late because she's got to get the kids off to school, then take herself to work. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's washing, she's doing it. But this
All right.
particular lady has her own business, it sounds like. She's doing her thing.
Yeah.
She's got wool, she's making it. This lady is about her business. And
Yes.
and and she's burning the midnight oil too, it sounds, since her family,
Come on. I like the way you said that. The
you
burning the
know,
midnight oil.
she's burning that midnight oil. She's getting up, she's handling her business during the day, and she's burning it at night so she can handle her business during the day. And this lady was about her business. She wasn't about any type of mess. She was about she was about her business. She was doing her work, doing the Lord's work, as
She
they
was
say.
doing the Lord's word.
And that's how it should be. And people look at women who are doing their business and are about their business nowadays. Some people might have something to say about a woman that's handling her own, on her own and by herself. But this lady didn't seem to be bothered by the naysayers. She was
Right.
handling her business, and that's how it should be. And more power to her and the women like her.
Right. Right. Well, what I like about the fact that there's nothing new under the sun, what
Exactly.
was true then is true now, is that oftentimes we as women, very specifically, even women who are married, we still get our households prepared, taken care of, breakfast and things like that. And if you have a very good mate, a good husband, and he helps, then that's a blessing. And that's just fuels her to do more. It fuels her to move forward and propels her forward more. She's spinning stuff. She's cooking. She's bringing food from afar. She's doing her thing. When you think about bringing food from afar back then, think about her doing one or two things, either walking or riding on a donkey, right? Because she didn't get in the car and go get anything. She either walked or she was riding on some kind of a donkey.
That's true.
Absolutely. But again, still, we've been bringing it. So it's not a point. So I say this to encourage women. A lot of times we struggle with our value. You can see and how old this Bible is.
Right.
We've had value for years, and it's not hemmed up in if I'm with a man. We've
Right.
had value, and we need to be able to see our value. So in this particular chapter, it mentions the value of this woman. So take pride in whom you are and recognize the value that you offer. Would you ladies agree?
No, I absolutely agree. And to know that you can do this on your own. You can do it. You can do it. She's doing it alone. She's doing it herself. And we need to take note from her. She would be the perfect person to example our lives by, because she's doing it, it appears, by herself and on her own. And she's doing it without, worrying about what the person next door might say,
Right.
So I say use this as an example. If you out here by your own and you handling your business, handle it.
And don't be dismayed by naysayers, because there's often going to be somebody, and it always, and I'm going to digress for half a second. It always kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Doesn't make me like sad, like, oh my gosh, why you feel like that? It breaks my heart that someone would feel this way. I can't tell you how many men I've come across and said, well, you don't need me. You got your own this, you got your, and it's like, is that what you really think? Do people not understand that strong women and strong men, because there's a lot of strong men out there that women say, oh, wait, you don't need no woman beside him. It's not about what you bring as far as your finances and whether you can take the trash out. Of course, I can do those things myself. Of course, I can purchase a home myself. What about the woman that's inside of me that needs the companionship?
Right.
Because that's the thing that I want you to bring most, because together we can build an empire. It doesn't have to be about, well, she don't need me, she got a house. She don't need me, she got a car. Well, if I need you to bring that, that sounds like I'm Captain Save-A-Ho, and I'm not trying to be any one of that.
Wait, wait, wait. Did you say Captain Save-A-Ho? Did you say that?
But that's true. It's true.
They're right
it
there.
like
They're right there.
Sounds like she needs a savior.
I'm not looking for Captain Save-A-Ho. Just be a companion. And it, somebody didn't. Ooh, I didn't say something. Jesus. Okay, but anyway, I do not need anybody to save me. Jesus took care of all of that. Okay. And my mate is gonna just enhance what I have and who I am. It's not you make me happy. I'm happy because of you. I'm already happy. Being with you makes me happier. How about that?
Exactly.
All right.
Absolutely. We have now had the title today of Save-A-Ho, but thank you very much. We appreciate it, Miss Bettina. Miss Vanessa, what's going on in the world?
I'm gonna save us out of this conversation.
Please, just don't save a hoe. That's all I'm asking. But go ahead.
You know what? I don't know how to transition from that.
Don't nobody know how to do that, but go ahead.
Anywho, so Queen Elizabeth has died. Queen Elizabeth was the longest. See, you got me all wrapped up here, Bettina. Queen Elizabeth II was the longest serving monarch, and she died at Balmoral at the age of 96 after reigning for 70 years. And you know, they say 80% of the country there, she's all they've known. Right. And you know, she was around when Churchill was around. She met Churchill. She met with Churchill. She has accomplished so much. She came to the throne in 1952 and witnessed so much social change. So as of today, Prince Charles, who is now King Charles III, he will now be known as King Charles III. And he has since, and I'll say promoted for the lack of better term, but Prince William and his wife Kate are now the Prince and Princess of Wales. Right. Ladies.
Miss Bettina, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay, well, you know, the people over in England and around the world, for many, are a lot of them are just distraught. I mean, they knew it was coming. She's 96. You know, she wasn't going to hang out for another 96. I mean, we are not living in biblical times. I mean, so we knew that. However, she has done some amazing things in her time, and she wasn't just a queen. She was an equestrian. She just had so many other things about her. And they were talking about the corgis. I was looking at something where they were talking about the corgis and how her father gave her one when she was younger, and she kept them with her the whole, you know, all the time. And the ones that she had after that were probably from her female corgi that she had, you know, she bred that one. It made a new breed, a Dachshund and a corgi, a Dorgie. I was like, we just going, well, okay, queen, go on and make a new dog. Listen, make a new dog, queen, if that's what you want to do.
Just make a new dog.
Yeah, make a new dog. And so I feel for her family. Most importantly, the people that love her most. She had the countries and the people that she reigned over. You know, they're hail the queen. We miss you, blah, 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 blah. You know, however, her family that knew her personally, who have seen her in her pajamas, those are the people that my heart really hurts for, because I know even with Prince Harry, that's still his grandmother. No matter what all was going on, that was still his grandmother. So I hurt for the people that lost their loved one, their direct loved one.
You know, her reign spanned 15 prime ministers. I'm sorry, Susie, so I just want to put this out there real quick. Her reign spanned 15 prime ministers, starting with Winston Churchill, as I stated. He was born in 1874, and including Miss Truss, born 101 years later in 1975.
Right.
Amazing span of time. And just to give some historical background, her dad died suddenly and got sick suddenly, and she had to step into her position of being the queen in her 20s. So, like Vanessa said, to know Winston Churchill, she had amazing reign. And I just think of all the presidents she knew and, got a chance to meet and things of that nature. But to the point that Vanessa said about knowing Winston Churchill, I mean, that's just amazing. We're talking such a long period of time. At the same time, I have to also look at the troubles with England and the colonialism and the taking over of other countries and things of that nature. So it was just revealed that the crown that she wore was actually the jewels that were in the crown were taken from India and Africa that she wears all the time. Okay. So recently, I want to say within the last year, I want to say it's Barbados was last year. They separated from England and declared themselves independent. And Kate and William were there, if I remember correctly. And it was kind of a to-do, a big old hullabaloo, because they were talking about how the country was taken, and overthrown and things of that nature. So Vanessa and I were talking about this yesterday. Of course, the Queen herself, they celebrate who she was. But I think at this point, they're starting to have conversations about if, the monarchy is necessary anymore. They have the parliament and they're starting to really look at some of the things. So, watching some shows, they're starting to talk about, some reparations for what they've done to the other countries is being discussed. So again, the Queen herself, we celebrate, but we also have to make some changes as to what has gone on in our past to correct things to go on in the future.
And just want to add to that Prince Charles, who is now King Charles, he's now the king, and his wife Camilla will be queen, but she will not, as I'm reading, she will not have any of the powers that a normal queen has. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I got issues. With Camilla. Okay. And as a counselor, I'm having questions because if we recall correctly, they had already determined when they got married that she would never be crowned queen. Within the last few years, it's now been determined that she's going to be queen without any title. In my opinion, I detect somebody was trying to twist somebody's arm because the queen was in her 90s and they talked her into, well, let us just have the title and she didn't have anything. I have a problem with that. Ladies, what do you think?
Go ahead, Bettina.
I got a problem. Bettina, you're muted. Take yourself off mute. We can't hear you.
Let me tell you why I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem because A, she's not going to ever be my queen. That's the first thing. Because Aretha Franklin was my queen. So I'm not worried about Camilla Parker Bowles. Okay. Excuse me, Camilla Parker Bowles George, because I think that's their last name. Because, they never talk about their last name. They always talk about the fact that it's just Prince, him and first name and King so and so. Anyway, I'm not worried about old Camilla Parker Bowles. And because I had issue way back when Princess Diana said there's 3 people in this marriage, and there always has been. Yeah. And so at that point, the queen knew that there were 3 people in that marriage. And I don't know what she said to her son. Of course, you can't make your son do anything, right? You can't make your children do anything. You can try to encourage. I don't know if she said, listen, and the queen may not even talk, listen, let me tell you. Okay. I don't know if she said, get rid of that tramp. You know what I'm saying? Because, moms, we do all kind of stuff. I'm not calling Camilla a tramp, but I'm saying as a mom, forget about her being the queen. Stop it with all these shenanigans. You married this girl with this big old poofy dress at the wedding. I saw the dress. The dress was too much. I didn't say nothing. I'm the queen. I let her go and wear the dress. My thing is stop it. That's who you married. When you got children with her, leave that old flame alone. I don't know if she ever said it, right? Because I wasn't there. So I don't have a problem with Camilla having a faux name or a fake queen title or whatsoever she has. She's not going to be my queen. I told you, queen, my queen, Riri, Aretha, I'm done.
But Miss Vanessa, what do you think? Because you said she was the jump off. I don't know.
I mean, well, if I'm married and well, I won't even use me since I'm fresh, but if someone is married and that the husband steps out with someone other than his wife, then what is you call it? What's your name for it?
So are
And
you saying she's clean jump off? That's what they're
I
supposed to
mean,
call it?
Well,
it
I
is.
want to go back to Save a Hoe. Can we go back to Save a Hoe? Could it be that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So so are you calling the king Captain Save a Hoe? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
Look,
that's how it
I
appears.
don't know.
She is queen now. I mean, I'm just saying. And why marry? Why? I mean, I understand his thought process. He wanted to be king and he had to marry Diana in order for that to take place. Howsoever.com, as my friend Bettina so eloquently puts that. It's just, it is what it is. He married her. He had to marry Diana for, I guess for heirs' sakes. He had to marry her. I think she was a virgin at the time, and that was protocol at that time. So he had to follow protocol. He married Diana knowing he full well he was in love with Camilla. But wasn't Camilla also married at the same time?
Yeah, Camilla was married and she got divorced. Yeah.
So everybody was married and got divorced, and then they hooked up, and then now long live Queen Camilla. It's just something wrong with that picture in my book. It's just something wrong. Diana's deceased because now she had to go out on her own and make her own way and try to do her own thing. And now she's deceased. And the woman who, the third party in her marriage is now queen. It's just, to me, it's just something not right about that ending. It's just not right. But I digress.
Yeah. Well, Charles seems definitely more reserved now. And listening to his address, you can tell he misses his mom. And you can see that definitely that's heartfelt. But again, just all the things that are going on behind the scene. And we haven't even discussed Harry and Meghan and that whole situation, because they reported that his book was supposed to come out and it's now been pushed back.
And she's also delayed her, she has a podcast as well. So she delayed a podcast show or two herself that she had been doing. So she's delayed that as well. And just real quick, and I'll move on to the next story real quick. But I was reading some of the posts and they are already starting to blame Meghan. I'm not sure how, but they're already starting to blame Meghan for her death somehow. And I just said, this lady cannot get a break. And it's just showing that some of the things she said as far as racism is holding true there. Of course, we have it here as well, but it's just proving some of the things she said to Oprah is true.
Right.
But I want to move on real quick to the last story. Steve Bannon, your friend, your favorite guy, has been charged with fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy in the We Build the Wall campaign. Y'all remember that when they were collecting all this money for building the wall? They were going to build a wall at the border. And if you gave money, you or your family could have your name put on a wall. On a brick that was going to be placed in the wall that they were building to, mark off the border.
So you saying I can get my $20 back?
You can get your $20 back. Yes, ma'am. Because he may be
I just sent $20. Talisa look like she want to fight.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. That's right. I do. So I'm just glad to see something's coming through where something's actually going through. Whether, will he serve time? Do you guys think you'll see him in jail?
I'll wait to see what happens. I'll wait till everything is said and done. When they put a period after, finalizing everything, put a period after it and close the case, then I'll answer this question. Because right now, I feel he should. Whether or not that happens, who knows? Just like the other guy in Mar-a-Lago, I feel he should. But whether or not that happens, who knows? And yes, that's another story. The judge sided with him as far as getting a master to review the documents from the DOJ. And they said that's unheard of as well. That's unheard of to have a master of anybody to review any type of documents. But this is also one of his judges that he's put on the court. That's why people need to get out and vote. You need to get out and vote, people. That's all I'm saying. You need to get out and vote. But this is a lady who he put on the court, and she has since sided with allowing a master to come in and review the documents that's involved in this case that they have or are trying to bring against him. So
the judge who is
It's about dragging out time.
And that's all it is.
Absolutely. It's definitely about dragging out time. But it's interesting because they have now also reported that the judge that ruled that they needed a special master, she has now been put on the list in line for the Supreme Court.
Not surprising. Not surprising. She'll sit next
So
to
again,
Pentagon.
here we go. You know, this is how they got her. You know, we're going to put you in line for the Supreme Court. So it's just ridiculous. And I believe they're still collecting money, not for the wall, but they were talking about for the big lie and how to get, you know, if they're just collecting money.
All you have to do is ask for it and they're still sending it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is what it is. Miss Bettina, what the fudge?
We have women entrepreneurs on today, and maybe one of them can help us with this particular what the fudge. I would throw my hat in the ring to assist with this particular issue. I'll just let it speak for itself. Please, just feel free.
So we're gonna let him see it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna let him see it.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna start with the fact that this is a current picture. This is not an old picture. These jelly bean shoes, and yes, we call them jelly bean shoes, are apparently a bit too small. Okay. I don't know if there's a jelly bean extender heel that can be added to this because because the market apparently for a jelly bean extender heel. And the reason I say that is because this is a real live shoe on a real live foot of a real live person. So there apparently is a market for a jelly bean extender heel. You understand? And if one of the entrepreneurs can do that, I don't know whether that's their daughter's shoe or a shoe they wore when they were 16, and then they thought it'd be a good idea to run to Walmart in this shoe. And you know that's Walmart's floor. Walmart's floor, look, that's it. That's a Walmart floor. There's nobody else's floor.
She even knows the floor. See, okay?
I hate that I know that. I'm saying that I hate that I know it. And so to that, I looked at it and I said, what the fudge? You know, sometime a picture must be taken. So, and it looks like, and I could be completely wrong, and forgive me if I am, it looks like there's a little corn on this right foot on the baby. Is what it's looking like. I don't know, but jelly bean shoes will cause a corn. That's all I'm telling you. I don't ask for how long.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
All I say to that is, all I say is he really wanted to wear those shoes. I'm hoping that's
that's a female. That's a lady foot.
No, that is not female feet. That is not female feet.
Not female.
I've seen a bad foot like that before on a woman.
No, that is not female feet. I'm sorry.
That's not female to Bettina. It can't be. Please tell me it ain't so.
No,
it's not.
No. And if they are, we need some surgery. Okay. If that's a female foot, we need some surgery.
They really wanted to wear those shoes.
It is not. However, all I could think, and something draws your attention to that degree, all you can say is what the fudge. You just want to know what's going on there.
So our listener Dion said, Bettina, go ahead and admit you took that picture. You took the picture.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. There's a lot of people pleading the fifth these days, and I'm gonna plead the fifth.
I understand.
I understand. Oh my goodness.
I understand. So we appreciate the what the fudge, Miss Bettina, and again, y'all know, wink in my eye, she took that picture. You know she took the picture. So we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna leave it right there. So in the midst of all that's going on, even regarding what's going on in the UK and losing a great woman, I want to at least put that out there. Great woman like the Queen of England. She was an amazing example of what women have the ability to do. We are having a conversation with women entrepreneurs and just acknowledging and lifting them up to them starting businesses and moving forward and things of that nature. So Vanessa, can you tell us who we have today?
Yes, ma'am, I sure can. Today we will be talking to women from the Atlanta Business Women's Association. And with us today, we have three wonderful women who are a part of the ABWA InspireHer chapter. And I will introduce these ladies, and you all can, then we'll have a chat. Hi, ladies, and thanks for being here.
Hello.
First, we have Miss Shareen Clark. She's a supervisor lead at Philips Healthcare. She is a charter member of InspireHer chapter. She is now currently serving in her second year as chapter vice president and served as the 2020-2021 fundraising committee co-chair. She has a passion for helping others where needed. We also have Miss Julia Mickens. She is also the chairperson of publicity and promotions of the ABWA InspireHer chapter. She created Adventures with Jules in 2016. She's one of our entrepreneurs. Traveling has always brought her joy and relaxation. So when she saw the opportunity to create a home-based travel agency, she took the leap of faith. She's currently working towards leaving corporate America so that she can spend more time with her family while helping clients create lasting memories through the adventures of travel. Talisa, I saw your ears perk up when you said travel.
Travel.
And last but certainly not least, we have Miss Jennifer Bussey. Miss Bussey is a master cosmetologist, and she is the proud owner of Jennifer's Hair Studio. She's also the owner and founder of JB Mix Jewelry Company, of which I'm also wearing a piece of your jewelry. Yes, ma'am. She's also co-chair of the membership committee for ABWA InspireHer chapter. Ladies, join me in welcoming these wonderful ladies on our show today. Hi, ladies, again, and thank you for being here.
Ladies.
Thank you.
Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome. We are so glad to have you here on the show. Vanessa, do you want to start with the first question?
Yes, I'll start first with Shareen Clark. She is the vice president, as I stated earlier. She's vice president of our InspireHer chapter of ABWA. Hi, Shareen.
Hello. How are you, Vanessa?
I'm great, thank you. And just full disclosure here, I'm also a part of this chapter and this organization. I am the new chair for fundraising and sponsorship committee. So full disclosure here. Ms. Shareen, if you could you let the ladies and the listeners out there who might not know exactly what ABWA or the Atlanta Business Women's Association is, if you could just give them a little bit of insight as to what that organization is and who the InspireHer chapter is.
Sure, I would love to. ABWA is the acronym for American Business Women's Association, and it was founded in 1949 by Hillary Buffton Jr. And he had a vision, and he wanted to bring business-minded women together where they would focus on four very important main points. Those main points were leadership, education, networking support, and national recognition. So it has been around since 1949. Our chapter, which is InspireHer chapter, is in Gwinnett County. And it was a vision that was started by our very own Miss Teresa Williams. She has been a member of the organization for over 30 years. And so she had a vision of always traveling different places, and she wanted to bring it here to Gwinnett because she recognized the need here, and she recognized how many women were actually here that actually could contribute and could gain from this organization. So actually in 2000 and 2 years ago, we started the ABWA chapter with her as our leader. Jennifer Bussey was actually one of the founding members, along with Selma Colbert, who was our acting president, and Miss Teresa, and Crystal was also a member of that. And so we started out and we chartered after they put the organization together. We chartered with 44 members, and we have been going strong since then. We try to do things in the community. We're about leadership. We're about education. We're about promoting other women and making sure that they actually feel value in what is going on. And most importantly, we're about what we can do in our community to make our community a better place.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely amazing. And to hear organizations that are out there to support women and helping to lift them up is an amazing organization. So we thank you for at least giving us some background, because we didn't know, and a lot of times people didn't know, that organizations
Right.
like this exist. And some people are drowning on their own without really knowing that there are organizations that will help support them. So thank you so much for letting us know that information. I have a question for Miss Julia. Miss Julia, you are a business owner, but you're also working. Talk to me about how you balance that out. What does that look like for you on a day-to-day?
Well, as with everything, it's a little hard. Just as if you are a parent and you have to balance work as well as being a parent, it's hard. So you have early days, you have long nights, and a lot of people may say, take a nap in between.
Naps are essential, Julia.
Yes. Especially
Essential.
after the age of 30. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. They are essential. Yes, I agree. It's interesting because, again, you have a job.
Mhm.
So what made you say, I'm going to do this and I'm working my way out of working for someone else?
Travel has always been my passion. I've always liked to go, whether it's a road trip or whether it's getting on a plane. I like to travel. I like to see. I like to explore. So when I saw the opportunity of having a home-based business, I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a leap of faith. I started off with a multi level marketing. That's where you have a host, and the main thing is recruit, recruit, recruit. Recruiting is not my thing. Helping people, doing the actual job, doing the clients actually booking trips, that's my passion. So God has really, just this June, God has really blessed me to be able to be independent. And what that means
Good.
is I no longer have a host company. I am strictly on my own. So instead of me sharing my commission 80% with either the sponsor or with the host company, 100% comes to Julia. So when Julia works, Julia is working for her. So
I
I
love
dare
it.
say that is nobody but God that gave me that opportunity.
I love it. I love it. That really shows, again, looking at what's coming to me, not sharing that with someone. Now that gives incentive to want to do my own, because now it's all coming to me. So great point. Thank you so much, Julia. Miss Bettina, do you have a question for our ladies?
Listen, I just like the fact that Miss Julia started talking in third person when her money changed. Okay. She started talking in third person. She said, when Miss Julia gets a commission, it comes 100%. She didn't say she went straight to third person. And that's when you know your money has changed, honey. Yes, I'm not mad at you. And I'm proud of all of you ladies. I'll get another question in a little bit, but I just had to address that right off the bat.
Oh gosh,
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Miss Vanessa?
Oh yes, I laughed when I introduced you because we like to travel. You're talking to three women here who love traveling. As a matter of fact,
That's right.
traveling next week. We have one lady who's out. There's four of us, but one lady is out because she's traveling and she travels. We all travel, so you may be getting phone calls here. At some point. I'm trying to see what kind of package deals we can find. Going who knows where. So we appreciate that. Who knows where. So my question is for Miss Bussey. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Vanessa.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me, Miss? Can you hear me, Miss Bussey? Can you hear me, Jennifer?
Yes.
So as you can
I can
see,
hear
I'm
you.
wearing a piece of your
Bussey,
jewelry.
yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I'm wearing a piece of your jewelry, and I love it. I get compliments every
Yes,
time I
and
wear
so
it.
am I.
And so am I.
Right, right. Thank you. Thank you. I
We
appreciate
support
it.
around here.
We've got your jewelry
And
line
so
represented
Shareen.
very well
And
here.
so am I. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your businesses. I know you have Jennifer's hair studio as well as your JB Mix Jewelry. Tell us a little bit more about each. How long you've been in business? How long have you been doing hair? Let's start with your hair, your salon. How long have you been in business?
I'm on camera.
I finished school in 1991, and I did it part time until 2000, and I did to own. It pretty much was like jumped on, jumped out there here, but I believe in God, I believe in faith, and I did it. And ever since then, it's just been a blessing. So, like I said, I've owned a business for about 18 years. When I turned 50, I'm 53 now, I decided to downsize and I went into a suite because I wanted to do other things. I like traveling as well. I like doing home interior decorating, and I like making jewelry. So with that being said, now I'm doing jewelry. I'm traveling more. I do a little home interior decorating for some of my friends. So now that's what I've been doing, and I've been enjoying it. So by me downsizing, it just freed up a lot of time, because when I was, doing it full time, it was a lot of work. I work pretty much 7 days a week, all day. Leave home at 9, don't come home till 11, many nights. Now I don't work. About 4 months ago, I decided not to work, do hair on Saturdays. Now I have a lot of free time. So that's what I do.
So what advice would you give to someone who might be contemplating, should I take that leap? Should I make that jump? And this will be to, and Shareen, you can chime in too if you have some advice you'd like to give, but specifically to Julia and Jennifer, our business owners here, what advice would you give to someone who want to leave corporate and have that gift that they can, that would allow them to work and do their own business, and be successful at it. But they may have fear or something holding them back. What advice would you give to someone like that? And either one.
I would say take the leap of faith.
My advice, yeah.
Go ahead,
That would
Julia.
be my advice. Take a leap of faith. I work for corporate. I started I'm originally from Virginia. So I moved here in 1994, and I transferred with a pharmaceutical company. So I worked for corporate for years. And then once I moved here, I started doing hair part-time. So I was working 2 jobs, and that was weighing me down. And then I decided one day, I'm just going to take a leap of faith. I only had one cousin here, and she was doing her thing. So I just took a leap of faith. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing corporate and just jump into hair. And I just think it was my destiny. I think, with purpose. And I never looked back. And I've been successful. I mean, I think I have a great life. I've been married 16 years. And I've done a lot of things in life. I'm not scared to do anything. You put it, and I've done it. And I just believe, if you don't have the fear, you'll be able to do it. It's just leap of faith. For sure.
I have to
so
co-sign on what.
Go ahead, Shareen.
Oh, I just was
go
going to
ahead,
say
Shareen.
I have to co-sign on everything that they're saying, and then just a tad bit for, not everybody has the idea of actually owning their own business. So for women that are in the corporate world, like myself, that are working every day, and I enjoy what I do. So if whatever it is that you want to do in life, whether it's own your business, whether it's be the biggest CEO out there, whether it's support from behind, whatever it is, let that be your driving guide.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
I agree.
And Julia,
I absolutely, everything that they said. And also, if you are working, you definitely want to work towards owning your own business. Now, when I say take the leap of faith, I don't mean just go in there and say, I'm quitting, or I'm giving my 2 weeks notice, I'm gone. Be in everything, use wisdom. So if you're working as well as doing your business, and at some point in time, God's going to show you, okay, you're going to need to scale, and your business is going to be having you to make more money than what you're doing on your job. So at that point, then you're going to need to leave.
Absolutely. And in just
Yes.
hearing it from you ladies, you can see, the challenges that are kind of coming with with deciding to start your business. But what I'm hearing more than anything is really just having the vision.
Yes.
I see that I can do this. I can put this in place. What's it going to take to get this done? So my question to you all is, what are the challenges of having, your business in place? How does that affect, how you handle day to day, how you deal with families, how you even deal with, Julia, you're still working for someone, what that looks like, and trying to make sure that, you handle what you have to for them, but also have enough energy to do what you need to do.
I'm gonna be very transparent. When I'm working, I have my work computer in front of me and I have my personal computer on the side of me. So if my client or somebody texts me, hey, I need you to look XYZ up, on the side, I'm looking something up as well as working. So a lot of times I'm splitting myself, or if I see where there's a moment while I'm supposed to be working, I'm actually over here working for myself. Because if you think about it, you give your employer 40 hours a day. I mean, 40 hours a week. You giving them that time and you getting nothing in return but a paycheck. So if that's what you want to do, that's fine.
That's right.
Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur.
That's
That's
right.
fine. But for Julia, yes, Bertina, for Julia, God created me to do more. So I need to be flexible. And I also have my grandchildren here as well. So a lot of times, I have to be all over. So as moms, as women, we have to wear multiple hats and we have to
Right.
be able to know when to adjust, when to adapt, when to move, when to step back. So you just got to be able to be adaptable and be flexible.
Absolutely. And actually, that goes to the scripture we were talking about earlier today that Bettina read about a woman's over here. We're doing that, but we've been doing it for years. We just didn't put a title to it. We didn't put anything to it. And we just assumed this is just kind of what we do. We have been able to function. We'd be sick with the baby on your hip, taking care of husband, doing the kids, doing all that, all at the same time. We've been doing it for years. We just didn't have a title for it. So it's good to be able to say, okay, I can do this and have that on the side. And just being transparent, Julia, I am so the same way. Think about how much you put into corporate versus what you could put into something for yourself. So
Right.
good point. Same question, Jennifer. What do you think?
I agree with Julia. I work, even with doing hair, I still work somewhat long hours, as Shareen will tell you. But once I get home, I'm not a sleeper. I don't sleep really. I really don't. I might get 4 hours, 5 hours, and I'm good to go. I can come home at 11, jewelry till 4 in the morning. That's my passion. I love it. As far as my husband, I've been married 16 years. My husband cooks, so that saved me. So I get home, food is done. I don't have any kids, but I have a mother that I pretty much help take care of. So I kind of juggle with that a lot. So there are a lot of times I'm at work, I'm getting calls, dealing with my mother or my siblings, and dealing with my stuff at home. But I still have my passion. I still have free time to hang out with my girlfriends, which I pretty much just started doing that within the last couple of years. Because I focused into my business where I found I didn't know who I was anymore. So I had to sit back and say, you know what, I need to take care of myself as well. So that's when I started, especially when I started the ABWA InspireHer. I met some good friends. We hang out together. And I'm telling you, it's just, and I said before, I enjoy my life. Before I couldn't say that, but now I really enjoy my life. I see what I've done. I'm excited. I see where my future's about to go, and I just enjoy my life.
And to
That's
Jennifer's
it.
point, it's good when you can see the fruits of your labor.
Right.
And it's good that she said, she is enjoying her life and she can see. That's when you're in the right track, when you can actually see and enjoy, and you can look back and say, okay, this is what has resulted from my labor. And not everybody can say that. Even those who are in business and have been in business for a while, not everybody can say that. Even those who've been in business, much longer than you. So that's a blessing, to be able to look around and say, you know what, I'm happy and I can enjoy, and sit back and enjoy and see where my labor, being up at 4 a.m, has taken me. And Bettina, do you have something?
Yeah, I do have a question. I have a question for all three of you. Ms. Jennifer already answered the question, but the question is also for Shareen and third person Julia. I wanted to know if all of you, that is going to be forever your nickname for me.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's
Even if you
okay.
send me around the world on a trip, you're going to be third person Julia. And I love it.
I've been called worse.
Listen, that's a good thing because it's all about the money. That's why you third person Julia.
That's it.
So I wanted
That's
to
right,
know
girl.
if you, I wanted to know if you are any of you are married or your mates or significant others, how that support plays out for you with you owning your own business or even working in corporate America. How has that played out?
Well, for myself,
I can start for me.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Shareen.
I was married for 21 years. My husband actually passed away in 2011. But during that time frame, I was corporate America. He was military, 25 and a half years. And from what Jennifer said, speaking of the feeling lost and not finding out, not knowing what you want to do, I traveled around the world with him. So I saw a lot of things, went a lot of places. But after he retired, then I was looking at myself like, what am I going to do? Where do I fit in? Because for 20 years, I've been giving him the support for him to be that person. And in 2008, I decided, you know what? There's a degree out there that I want. And so I went to him about it. And one thing that I did do was made sure that I didn't take away from the family. So I went to school during the day when the kids were in school, and I went to work at night when everyone was asleep. So like Jennifer said, when you want something, I mean, I had people that asked me, I was getting 2 hours of sleep for 2 years, but that degree was what I wanted. And so I focused on that. And, you know, Saturdays, I had games with the kids. I had other things going on. And it was like, this is for me. And I am so happy that I did it because I didn't see the future, but I knew what made a difference for me. And being able to walk across that stage in 2011 and now working on my master's has given me the joy that I never got. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you have to focus on it, and you have to keep yourself as a part of everything that you're doing so that you don't get caught up and you don't get lost in the sauce, as they say.
Great point.
Absolutely.
Great point, Shareen. I love how you say that about going after what you want, but that 2 hours of sleep, I'm just not a nice person with 2 hours. So I'd have been real mean for 2 years. I'd have crossed that stage, but I'd have probably slid somebody crossing that stage because my friends up here know when Talisa don't get sleep, it's just not a nice thing. But I recognize it and I respect what you're saying. Thank you.
Julia,
Lisa is mean with
yeah.
Lisa's mean with 4 hours of sleep.
She blames it on sleep, but that's just her. Julia, next question.
And it's funny because my husband be trying to tell me come to bed.
Exactly.
No, I got to get my sleep too.
That's right. That's right.
I might be in a fog for a couple of hours, but I can still function.
Miss Julia, same question. Same question.
Well, I'm single, and I've been single since 2006, which was my present to myself in 2007 to come here to Georgia. So I've been single mom, and I put, like Shareen and Jennifer, put myself into my children. So once they got grown, it was about me. So, you know, finding what I want to do, you know, it became like a new life. You know, it's like being reborn again. You know, you find who you are, and then you have to take time for yourself. But, you know, with the support, you do definitely have to have that support system. So my children are my support system as well as I am their support system.
I like how you said being single was your gift to yourself. I like that. I like that.
So I will say this: the reason I asked this, sorry, I apologize, Vanessa. The reason I asked the question about support is oftentimes I've been blessed to have in relationship very, very, very supportive person and I have a nonprofit, I have a private practice, and I have another business that feeds the nonprofit, which is Clean Country for a Cause. And for me, I have found that my family helping me with the business makes it even better for me. You know, my daughter is my makeup artist and she does a lot of the business things for me. My son helps go out and feed the homeless when we're going out to feed people. So for me, I have found that incorporating them in what I do not just helps me, it also helps grow them. It helps grow their character. It helps. We're not here for our. In every one of the businesses that you ladies do, whether it's corporate America, you own your own business, we all want to look nice. So we need our hair done. We want nice jewelry. We want to travel. We want to enjoy life. We want to be able to support each other. So every single one of what you all are doing is very, very important. And what we sometimes fail to realize is that there's a place for every one of us here, and there's enough for all of us.
Absolutely.
It's when we start fighting and backbiting and doing things like that to each other, as opposed to supporting. What you do is not going to take away from me, and what I do is not going to take away from you. So why not support each other? That's what's most important to me, and not just with women, just as a whole and as a country. If somebody's doing something great, support them. Don't sit back and I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to go to that candy store. You don't even own a candy store. So what's it going to hurt you if you're going to eat candy to go to that candy store, you know, and support that person. Right. So that's a big thing for me. So I really enjoy having you ladies on that are so well put together, and you're so diverse in what you do. And it seems your personalities. And I think that's a beautiful picture.
And to that point, since we're coming to a close, real quick, ladies, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you all. I'll start first with Shareen. Shareen, tell everyone who might be interested in joining our ABWA InspireHer chapter how they can go about doing so. Give website information and who they should contact.
Of course, we do have a Facebook page. It's called InspireHer. We have a chapter website that is ABWA, and under the ABWA National Organization site, you will see the InspireHer chapter. There are different organizations throughout the United States, so make sure if you're looking for Gwinnett County that you join us at ABWA InspireHer, and there's a link on the website that will actually take you to the ABWA website for InspireHer chapter. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we do have a link. And there are two things that we're actually doing that are coming up, which is going to be next month is actually our membership mixer. Jennifer is actually one of the chairpersons or the co-chair for our InspireHer chapter. And so we're doing a membership drive, and we're in the process of putting those details together. So it will be on our Facebook page, and it will be on our website. Vanessa does our newsletter for us before. So we keep all of that information there that has any events that we have going on. And we would be happy to have anybody join with the same aspirations and the same mindset that we have. We're here to support, and the bigger, the better.
Thank you.
And in that light, since we're about to close, we're going to put Jennifer and Julia's information on our website, on our Facebook page, so that people can actually get in touch with you. But y'all know how this conversation goes. It's always going to be extending into something else. We want to thank the ladies of ABWA InspireHer for being on our show, for our women entrepreneurs in displaying their business and just modeling for us what to do within the community as women, because we are strong women. We can do it, and we can do what we want to do and don't have to be ashamed of it. So we thank you, ladies, for being part of the show. Thank you, of course, ladies, my co-hosts, for being part of the show. And thank you, our listeners, for checking us out. Check us out in 2 more weeks. We will be back with something else to talk about. I promise you we will. And just so y'all can think about it, the question of the day is, what did Queen Elizabeth have in her purse that she held it so tight? Nothing in it that we know of, but it's just something to think about. We'll see you back. We'll come back next week. In 2 more weeks, we'll see you back at 2 p.m. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
Get ready for Sonia, Teresa, Vanessa, Bettina. Come on. Say what? Come on. Say what? We got hot topics. We got what the fudge. So bring it on. Say what? Bring it on. Say what? We got questions. We got chick, you wanna chat, you wanna talk about this and talk about that. You're in the right place to hear the facts. Bring it home. Say what? Bring it home. Say what? The ladies are bringing the conversation. So join us or say what across the